Hello folks, welcome into Truck King. Well, I'm here right now with one of the most unlikely NISMO products I think we've ever seen from Nissan. That's this, the Armada NISMO, and I'm here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. What a good spot to show it off. And right now, that's what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna do a full walk around. I'll show you all the features inside and out, and then we'll go for a drive and I'll tell you exactly how this thing handles. So make sure you stay tuned. So let's take a closer look, starting with under the hood. That is a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6, making 460 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. Love that it lists the plant where it comes from too. And now we just got to talk about the styling on this overall vehicle, because that is obviously such an important part of the Armada NISMO. So you are getting a whole bunch of exclusive NISMO parts on here to make it look different. A unique front and rear fascia. You're getting a unique grille, different fender flares that you can see right there. There's also a rear spoiler and those side steps. And just having that kind of ground effects kit really does give it a cool performance look. The grille too is massive with that big NISMO badge right up in the front there. I really like kind of the red accents, the red outlines on the grille too. It looks sharp. I think the Armada already looks pretty good, and this NISMO just takes it to a next level. You can see the NISMO badge there, plus the little red accents sort of all over the place. We'll come out here to the rear end. You can see that spoiler and then that real aggressive looking performance rear bumper. Yeah, I gotta tell you, from where I'm standing, this thing looks pretty good. What do you guys think of the styling? Talking performance upgrades, you are getting a set of 22-inch NISMO wheels and some Bridgestone Alenza Sport AS tires, so something a little bit more aggressive. Up front here, yes, the grille has been made larger, but that's not just aesthetics. There's actually more cooling thanks to this lower grille section that's been added. So they needed more cooling, and they got it by making that grille larger. Now this thing is sitting on air suspension. They say it is fully NISMO tuned air suspension, so I'll be able to talk a little bit more about that when we're actually out there on the road. When it comes to tow rating, 8,500 pounds off of this Armada NISMO, which is pretty impressive. And there's also a sport-tuned exhaust with active sound enhancement. Once again, we'll have to wait until we're out there driving to actually talk about that. And with that, why don't we hop in and take a look inside? So on the inside, the package starts with these seats, which are really nice looking, and that is actual genuine suede quilted inserts, and in between you have charcoal leather. Really nice looking, and also just incredibly soft, so it should be very nice to sit on as well. Now you're going to see more of that red suede there on your center console as well, and then the dash up here too is all wrapped, so this is a nice soft touch material. You get that unique stitching in there, also that red accent that runs all the way around. So yeah, a lot of really nice looking features on the inside of this NISMO, just to crank up the interior styling a little bit. Now when it comes to what's going on up here for the driver, you are getting a unique NISMO inspired gauge cluster. Now it is an all digital gauge cluster, but still this is going to be unique to the NISMO models. The other Armadas won't get that, which is kind of neat as well. And then you're also getting unique NISMO aluminum pedals. So your gas and your brake pedal, nice and aluminum, look pretty slick there. Now I can hop in. You can see this massive display in front of me, so fully digital gauge, which runs directly into this center cluster screen, which is quite nice. And like with a lot of their products, Nissan has the full touchscreen up there, but then down below they still stick with a lot of old school buttons, knobs, and dials. So you have all your HVAC controls, your drive mode controls, all your four-wheel drive controls are there. There's your controls for the air suspension, and it is a push-button transmission as well. So yeah, Nissan definitely likes their buttons and dials, so if that's something you like, and I gotta say here at Trucking we definitely do, this Armada NISMO has all of that stuff. Okay folks, Nissan Armada NISMO in sport mode. Let me make this corner. and foot to the floor. Not bad. You know what? Again, for an SUV this big and this heavy, it hustles. And there is a Nismo tuned exhaust now, so you can hear it just revving right here. And then under load, it does sound pretty good as well. Now, Nissan also mentioned that it has an enhanced exhaust feature. They augment it by also giving you some sound in your sound system. And one more time, there's a bit more of that kind of low rumble, and I think that's being more added by the sound system, where this twin-turbo V6 has a little bit more of that high-pitch sort of tone to it. But it does sound good, and it definitely does sound more aggressive and different than the standard Armada does. Talking interior comfort, I did show you the seats, and now that I'm sitting in here, I got to tell you, this is a comfortable seat. The suede sections are nice and soft, supportive. It's also a big seat, and I'm a big guy, so yeah, I fit in here quite well. Overall driving position is very much sort of off-road focused, it feels like. It's a tall, commanding sort of driving position rather than something, you know, down low in the vehicle. So yes, definitely feels like it was inspired by an off-roader, by a vehicle that is meant to be out there in the dunes or something like that. And then when it comes to interior technology, appointments, I got everything I need in here. Armada, when it was just recently updated, it had definitely fallen behind when it came to the interior especially. When they brought over the Nissan Patrol and rebadged it as the Armada, the interior to that point hadn't been updated for many, many years. So even though they called it all new, we were kind of stuck with an old interior. Well, now with this Armada update, that is a thing of the past. This feels absolutely competitive next to a Tahoe or a brand new Expedition or a Toyota Sequoia, anything like that. And that was important for Nissan to go back to the drawing board, look at the Armada and say, you know what, we have a good chassis, good bones, but how can we make sure that that thing is updated so it's competitive? And I think everything that's going on here in the interior was honestly the most important part. I'm also happy to see, first of all, the 8,500 pound tow rating is retained by the Nismo, so it's not like you're getting some lowball tow rating. Payload on this vehicle, pretty good, over 1,400 pounds on this one we're driving here, based on the door jam sticker. And then I'm just going through the drive modes. You still have rock, sand, mud and ruts, snow, standard, eco, and tow mode along with sport mode. So nice to see that you get a sport mode because you want that in a vehicle like an Armada NISMO, but you didn't lose out on any of the off-road modes either. Now, because of the body kit here, yeah, it's less of an off-roader. It's sitting closer to the ground. You have worse clearance, but there still might be a situation where you're just out in some low traction, whatever, on wet grass or in snow, and that's when those drive modes might come in handy. So I'm happy to see too that Nissan didn't take them away just because this is the performance version. All right, here comes a little performance testing. We're just outside of Las Vegas International Speedway. Most of the roads around here are kind of straight and flat, but I found a roundabout and we're going around because I want to feel this suspension, man. It is Nismo tuned air suspension. Now, like other Armadas, it's the automatic air suspension. So it's going to adjust its height for you based on your speed, your drive mode, all of that stuff. It corners really well. Honestly, it's impressive for such a big SUV to go around a corner this flat and this controlled. That was impressive. And then you come out of the corner, put your foot into it, and away it goes. So the roundabout felt good. But it also sort of gave me a good sense for the handling here. And I will say, it's not that different than the Armada Pro 4X. It is definitely a little bit better, but don't forget, I should say, it's not a fully new suspension system. They just took the airbags that were already here and they tuned them differently. So it does feel like they tuned out some of the body roll. It stays a little flatter through the corner, but I would only put it at maybe like a 10% improvement in overall handling compared to the standard version. So that sort of tells you who this product is for, in my opinion. It is a bit better performance-wise, but mostly this is just a super cool looking Armada that sounds better than a standard Armada, and it looks better than the standard SUV too. So don't get in here thinking you're buying sort of a massive performance upgrade. That's not what this is. What it is a holistic package that combines the great styling with just enough of a performance bump to make it feel like it's worth the money. With that, folks, we are coming to the end of this video. Now, this was a quick drive. I only had about 2 hours with this Armada, so I did my best to get in as much as I could. I'll leave you with one final thought, which is to say, we all know that the Titan went away. I don't like that decision. It sucks anytime we lose a truck out of the marketplace, but I understand it. Titans weren't selling. Now, when it comes to the Armada, I'm just happy to see Nissan is still investing so much in this platform. They want to keep this full-size SUV around because it's sold in other markets as the Patrol. It makes more sense for them to have one product that goes around the world, unlike the Titan, which was North American specific. So yes, I'm just happy to see investment into the Armada, really cool new versions of it, and we should have a full-size SUV from Nissan for many years to come. So yeah, folks, that's it for this one. Now, please drop in the comments. I need to hear from you. Let me know what you think of this Armada NISMO and everything you've seen in this video. As always, while you're down there, don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, hit join, become a member of our channel, and then come right back here to Truck King and see what we're testing next. See ya.